so I sound perfect. But the best compliment anyone has ever given me is saying that I'm an A+ flirt. When I read that, I was in actual tears of probably more laughter than anything, but of just flatteredness. Obviously, my creative juices kept flowing.
Hi there. Welcome to the Coach Craig Kenneth Show. I'm your host, Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm your co-host, Coach Victoria.
And today we're going to be looking at a video where we have a different kind of reach out.
Okay.
You know, one of the things that we always talk about is when you're going through a situation where somebody tells you they're not interested, we come up with all these different ideas and tactics that we think are going to sneakily re-attract them. Right? You know how many times we've talked to somebody.
Oh, yeah. People get creative.
Yes, you guys do get creative, and you'll be like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. And you've heard of the handwritten letter, the clean slate message, a good reminder text.
Some of you are way more creative than that. You're like, what if I send a message to the dog for Christmas, you know?
Oh. Huh. I think you're barking up the wrong tree with that idea.
But yeah, people can get really creative, and our minds do that because we're trying to find a way to connect. It makes sense. We're trying to find an excuse to reach out, an excuse to connect, and
it doesn't work.
Yeah, your exes can see right through it most of the time.
So we're always telling you guys, if you don't see us talk about using a certain strategy in one of our videos or in a coaching, we don't recommend you do it because most of the time it doesn't go well. And you get sad and disappointed because in your mind we create this fantasy about how it was going to work and it was going to reattract them and it was going to fix everything, like the big boom box over your head and blasting the music. And you see it in movies all the time, right? Where somebody tries this crazy romantic gesture. I'm going to fly to London and show up at their front door. Yeah. And then they say, I'm going to call the police if you don't get out of here.
Right.
Yeah, we know there's somebody that's
a deleted scene.
Right? You know who that happened to. A friend of ours years ago. But we see that all the time. And today I was like, oh, we've got another one. It's in disguise here. Victoria hasn't seen this video yet.
This is a raw reaction.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right, let's see.
So I was talking to this guy for a couple months, and we were like a week out from dating, and then he decided he didn't like me anymore. Whatever. We ended on...
Pause it right there. Okay. So she said it. He decided he didn't like me anymore, which essentially probably means he ended things. He let her know he wasn't interested. At that point, we would say, don't reach out.
Right.
Leave him alone. Respect the decision. Respect yourself. Allow him time and space to miss you and see if he comes back. But let's see what happens.
All right.
Good terms. But last night I decided to be funny, so I sent him this little text, and it says, availability for D appointment Thursday and Friday available, 20th to 27th, out of town. The unforeseeable future available. Warning, comes with complimentary back scratches, free alcohol, a few jokes, uncontrollable yapping, sorry, this one's user error, and the possibility of falling in love. I also added a little note.
Pause it. Hold on. That was a big jump. The possibility of falling in love. This guy has already said he's not interested for whatever reason, and she decides to try and spark things up. But it's coming across as way too strong here.
Yeah, I agree. I will give her props for the creativity and the humor here. It sounds like she would be a catch to somebody who would understand this humor, right? Who would show interest in her. But somebody who's already said, hey, I'm not interested, I'm moving on. You know, I could see this being kind of an attempt here, but he had already said he wasn't interested. So
I mean, listen, had she stuck with... we could set up a D appointment. He might have been interested.
It's not something I would have recommended.
No, we're not recommending it. But she kept going with, alcohol and back scratches. And then the possibility of falling in love is really the part where I'm just like, ooh. But what she did here is she glossed over the part about how he wasn't interested. And she focused so much on her creativity that, and it's cute and it's funny, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Does it work for her?
Let's see.
Section about the Gluck like 9,000, but I want a job in the future, so I covered that. So this man didn't answer after 2 hours, so obviously I texted him again, and I said, can you not be evil for a minute?
Okay, so here we go. Now she's double texting and calling him evil.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't reply after
for
2 hours.
Wow. Okay.
So she's got a lot of anxiety here.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. You could see that now this has become more about her anxiety and her wanting a response from him. He probably saw realistically, he probably saw that, but he probably was like, let me take a minute to simmer this, to sit on this and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
had she waited, maybe the reply would have been a little bit different. I don't think it would have gone well anyway, but
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Please say this was funny and creative as fuck. I deserve recognition on this A+ work. I was so proud of my work that I sent it to ChatGPT and sent a screenshot of my text. And I said, when a guy wants nothing to do with you, but you want everything to do with him, literally. And she gave me the approval that a man would never give me. She said it was funny, witty, self-aware, genuinely clever. So she's calling me not crazy. She did kind of yuck my yum a little here, pushes him further away, not closer. But she called me creative as hell. She said that I'm confident, that I have personality, effort.
I think she's going to be dating ChatGPT
Yeah.
next.
And I will say, I agree that message was funny and cute and creative and to the right audience would have been perfect. Somebody would have been thrilled to get that message. But if somebody tells you that they're not interested, that's not the person you want to convince that you're funny and worth dating, right?
Well, that's the thing is like if you're in a relationship or you're talking with somebody and you do something cute and funny, they're going to appreciate it. But when
Yeah.
you're in a breakup and somebody's saying you're not interested, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. And what I would say to her is I wish that she would have more confidence in herself. I agree that this was a funny, cute, creative message, all those things, but it sounds like she's trying to convince him of the same. And when somebody doesn't respond, it's not reflective of your value or your worth. And I could see her really trying to convince him or trying to get him to react, trying to provoke him in some way with these messages.
Well, not only, I really don't like that she jumped to, can you not be evil?
Yeah.
Like hold on a second. Just because he didn't reply after 2 hours does not mean the man is evil.
Yeah.
Like he might have needed a little time to process this and politely decline. Did he reply? He didn't reply, right?
I don't know. We're about to see.
Okay.
So I sound perfect. But the best compliment anyone has ever given me is saying that I'm an A+ flirt. When I read that, I was in actual tears of probably more laughter than anything, but of just flatteredness. Obviously, my creative juices kept flowing, so I sent him a screenshot of what chat said, and I said, at least ChatGPT called me creative as hell and an A+ flirt.
It's going downhill quick.
Yeah.
Now you're like, now ChatGPT liked it. Like,
And now it's kind of bordering on harassment at this point. Okay, you've messaged him once, he didn't reply. You messaged him 2 more times, he didn't reply. Now you're sending him a screenshot of ChatGPT
Called
on
him
the
evil.
same
Yeah.
topic. It's okay. Give this a rest at this point.
but many of you are cringing at this, but you are probably trying similar things.
And in
right?
her head,
That's
she's
what-
probably thinking or hoping that he'll have a response like, oh my gosh, you're hilarious for sending me a screenshot of ChatGPT. Or maybe some kind of response, even anger at this point. It sounds like she's just hoping for any kind of a response, for some kind of validation from this person.
Yeah, I think that once she suggested he was evil, that was kind of it for him.
Yeah. I'm surprised the messages are still going through. I'll say that. All right, let's see.
And I got no reply. I don't even need a reply at this point. This was so funny, amusing. Like, I got more entertainment out of this than I ever would with any satisfaction from a reply from him. Unless he came up with something super creative. So this is your sign that it's really not that deep and you should just be funny. And what are they gonna do? Yuck your...
First of all, I don't like that phrase, yuck that yum. I don't know what that means, but don't ever use that phrase. You're yucking that yuck.
You're
I don't
yucking her yucking yum phrase?
I'm yucking it.
Don't yuck her yum.
Second of all, I'm offended as a comedian that she thinks that this is funny. It's not funny. It's cute.
I think
I'll give her
the first
cute and
one was
creative.
funny, then the harassment that followed was not funny. I'll say that.
I don't think this is funny. I don't think the message was funny. I think it was cute and creative, but I don't think it was funny. There's no punchline. I'm sorry, as a comedian, I'm being a critic here.
I think to the right audience, I think she would do okay. But I think at this point she's already, received that rejection from him. There's that other very popular phrase nowadays, rejection is redirection. Now she's trying to convince this person that she's funny when he's already said that he's not interested. I see all of this. Sure, she's saying it's entertainment and all of these things, but I'm sure she would have a lot more fulfillment in having healthy, fun banter with somebody who's understanding her, who's somebody who wants to be there.
Yep.
Which it sounds like there probably are people who would. It's just not this guy.
Yep.
So,
is there any more?
Let's see.
Yum. And if this man sees this.
The reason I want to get into this video today is to show you that many of you are thinking similar strategies, coming up with your own particular ideas and techniques or things that you want to try with your ex, aside from no contact, that you want to try and change your ex's mind. And this was a disguised version of that.
I agree.
It's just a more creative attempt than what you may be used to seeing. But as you could see, it didn't work. It got no response from him. Had she waited and not said he was evil, it might have gotten some response. But because she, kind of lashed out after 2 hours, I think that's why he was like, oh, I'm not saying anything now.
Yeah. Yep. And I'll say maturing is realizing that just getting a reach out because you provoked your ex is very different from your ex reconsidering the relationship and reaching out to you.
Yep.
So I could see here, I don't know what kind of relationship she had with this person. It sounded like maybe it was, in the early stages. And she just tried this to try to get a response and see
she said a few months.
Yeah, and see if, they could continue dating or if he would be interested. But when you're seeing that somebody's not being receptive or responsive, that's your answer. And it doesn't mean anything negative about you. It doesn't mean that you're not funny. It doesn't mean that you're not witty or clever or any of those things. That's their decision, and that's more reflective of them. You have to be confident in yourself and say, okay, I know what I'm worth. I know what I have to offer, and I find this funny. I want to be with somebody who finds me funny. I want to be with somebody who finds me clever. That's the mindset you have to have instead of trying to convince somebody who's not receptive.
And I think, the reason that she's posting it is she was thinking a lot of people are going to say, no, that really was cute and funny, and I thought it was great. Leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think it was cute and funny, or do you think maybe it was, I don't know, a bit of a turnoff? Share your opinion. We want to hear your opinion and see what you have to say.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. Share your thoughts and let us know, because we like discussing dating and what's happening out there in the dating world. Because a lot's going on out there.
A lot is going on. A lot is going on.
But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.